the birds of all New York, defunct, unasked for advice. I woke up today. I'm still alive for some reason. World War III is canceled. It's time to face the music and all these Americana sayings. It's time to lift myself up with my bootstraps and make America great again, or some shit like that. So I'm just gonna add a picture since they gave me, perks and all this. It's something that can be useful somehow. Mm. And that if you don't see it, it's like it's one of those street graffiti arts where I can pretend I'm an angel. They just spray painted wings, so I can make it big or small. There used to be a setting where I can make it very tiny, like I would be like this big, but for some reason I'm this big. So I have to work with that. So I can take this, and then when I wore the cold hat, the beanie, I got an all new hat. It says New York established 1625. And I advertised this stream in Raptor Johnny's stream, the Chatterbox Nouveau, at Raptor Johnny if you're all bored and you want to say bye, boring, or like, are you threatening me? You can try all sorts of bits there. This one's for Darren, who I'm glad doesn't know how to navigate the internet at all. Doesn't even know a search feature. I think he's literally retarded. I think mentally his IQ is like 1 or even -0, you know? And I think this is by choice. If he does have a high IQ, he just arbitrarily wanted to be the dumbest person in the room. There's no there's no penalty for that. Just a waste, you know? It's just like, being 28 years old and playing kids at tetherball. What is the point? And so I was chastised by Instagram video. Usually in Instagram, they have all these craft videos, and then a disembodied voice is like, this is what you're doing wrong in your life, you know? But this particular message hit me home. It's like, the reason you're having trouble, and I'm addressing this to Nate Mendez, me, or at least the actor portraying Nate Mendez, is that you're obsessed about the opinions of people you're not even dating. And I'm happily married. Why would I be dating after I'm happily married? But I wrote along this premise, and I was like, okay, maybe this applies to my younger self. And it's become a habit. Even in marriage, I'm still obsessed about the opinions of all these people that I'm not dating. And I live in this fantasy world where I can do what I want until I'm checked. It's like, if you do X, Y happens and Z happens. And you're not going to enjoy it. It's the upbringing, is the training. There's a lot of presidential model self-destruct programming, and you have to diffuse every single one. The current thing is do it. And, you can do it, we can do it, and I know it's gonna work. I know how to handle Aaron or Ricky Fondo or whoever it is. When you give a brat center stage, they slink away. It's like all I wanted to do was be heard. But I don't want to talk. I don't want to lead. I just want to be heard. And you give them time. It's like, I have 93 hours to speak. If you have a problem at all, this is your time. If it takes you 10 seconds to talk about a problem, good. Yield it to your friend who might need 93 hours minus 10 seconds to talk about something. Like climate change, or like shoes, or like my boss sucks, or my boss is great. It's a thing. But otherwise, I'm just talking to the people who are zero. Zero to me, you can't really do $1 trillion without counting zeros. You know? That's the difference between a millionaire, a billionaire, a trillionaire, whatever. How many zeros have you had? And it has to be after a number. If you write 9 and a trillion zeros, you're pretty rich. But what are you doing on planet Earth? You know? Sometimes it's just people yelling. You know? Sometimes it's people you recognize, but they don't want to yell back. That's fine with me. You know? All I know is I woke up and there's work today. And then you have to deal with office politics. People won't forget getting yelled at. But that's what the Bible is all about. Is a record of all the times God yelled at people, and sometimes he uses lightning bolts and angels, and you still don't learn. Israel kept turning away from God many, many times. I haven't counted in the Bible, but it's probably 6 million times. And there's all these. Hello, Jack. Are you in a good mood today or a bad mood? Let me just bypass all the things. Like what haven't I done? What did I do or what haven't I done? You know? In many ways, I'm like my dad. If you're in a good mood, I hope your good mood continues. But if you're in a bad mood, what didn't I do today? You know? I have to motivate myself to do it. This is a stream for Darren. And I guess if he can't come, you're his representative, his attorney. How many steps? If you don't answer, I'll just talk to the other people. You might have bad connections, I'm going to learn like migrant. Migrant is a culture, but it's basically complaints, I do these live streams because, one, you helped. Thanks a bunch. I didn't want to do it, but you really needed something on your way out from work. I don't know if you work the night shift. Just like, you want me to be like Cortana? Watch out for that guy in the garbage can. He's got a knife. Good morning, children. Here comes the rest of the Bozo Brigade. The Zoomers is like, hey, mister, Ching Chong Wong. Is it you, Bobby Lee? Are you from China? Why don't you focus on Loquacious Jackson Esquire? He's black, You can tell by his PFP. If you want to say something, hey, black guy, do a backflip. Yeah, they're not going to do that for you. How's work, I always presume you work for the National Security Agency. I just ask generic questions because, like, how's work? Did you finish all your work today? Because you almost got off work. You didn't say almost off genocide. Then I would say, how's genocide? Did you finish all your genocide today? Work is just like W or K. Did you win or kill? It's just like almost off Norm. Oh, good. How's Norm McDonald? Work is the shittiest word of all time. Because you never know if you won or you killed somebody through your negligence. You only know if they sue you. It's like, holy shit, I checked my mail, and then I'm being sued by all the Jews for saying this. Let's exterminate all the Jews. That's a message from Israel. Okay? This is the third time I've said in this revived stream that apparently YouTube has no problem with this. I'm waiting for reports. I didn't want to wake up today, and I woke up today. I mean, none of you ever greet me with that, my thing. That's my tagline. That's my slogan. Like Drew Barrymore. Welcome to the Drew Barrymore Show. How are all of you? Let's get to work. Yeah. If you could die at work, I think you're immortal. You woke up with me. All these other people didn't wake up today or tonight. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering what it's going to take for God to kill me live on stream. All right? So, I mean, you know me. I always ask you guys, you could say this instead of that. It's just, I find it boring to ask about work. If you find it all boring, why wouldn't I find it boring? You know what I mean? Let's talk about things that are interesting to you, like genocide and Jews. Apparently YouTube has allowed me to turn my stream into Rumble or Telegram or Snapchat. I've been in somebody's this stream yard, and there's a guy in there, obviously a white supremacist, obviously a Grand Dragon in KKK. He's like, "Why are you here? Just to be our bitch?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been a bitch for 48 years. Why wouldn't I continue the momentum?" And he thought about it. He's like, "You can stay." So that guy pulled some strings, you know, maybe on the side, like tossed me a prayer, and was like, "I hope your stream does well," and it's doing well. You know, even if you hate all black people, it's like once they're all gone, who are you gonna hate? Your fellow white people? It's like this white person's a little bit darker. He must be black. That's why I focus on the Jews. They have a system for hating each other. You know, there's like kikes. So if you love your boss, why don't you marry him? Just kiss him already. It's like, "Hey boss, happy boss day." And then like, are they two dating? When are you gonna write 93K steps for me? I know you won't do it. You can't do it. But you just like limit yourself. I've correlated. I took statistics in college. Normally, your median and your variance here is like 10K, 12K. You want to be accurate. Don't you want to lie for once, dude? You know, don't you want to be wrong about all the steps you take?
You're living the Dolce Vita.
There you go. Like my friend there with the Gronkowski, he knows how to do steps. He's got a big old thing. 87. You know? Or like you're an inspiration to these children. So what is it like at work, mister? You're almost off work. What does that even mean? Is it like you're almost officially working or what? No. Today is day one of you aspiring to tell me you did 93K steps. Even if it's impossible. Think of the glory of failing such a task. Every day you have a success. You make 10K steps. But in another interpretation, you failed fucking miserably at 93K steps. Don't pat yourself on the back for breathing. Pat yourself on the back for breathing like mustard gas. I survived that shit. How'd I do it? So you already like, you know, make these words your last priority is so much. You said it already. Why repeat it? Why fool your brain into thinking 93K is so much? Talking to you is so much. Thank you, Sean. Right? Now, your obsession about illusions. This was a stream for Darren. And just like JK, you know, the ones who truly benefit for it are the ones like I don't intend it for. For some reason, you two share the schedule. You need input. So the main message, I don't want you to scroll back. It's like I'm gonna pretend both of you are the shadow and reflection of Darren. Darren, the reason you're having such a great time or a hard time is because you're obsessed about the opinions of all the people you are not dating. Like Sean says, it's an illusion. And you live in this fantasy world where their opinion matters. He is gay. He's so gay he doesn't show up. You know what I mean? You know those like assholes who's like, I know all the material. Just like Mr. Trump. He said he has an electrical and computer engineering degree. When does he use it? He doesn't. He doesn't brag about it. He paid for it. It's like, just pretend that my son got a degree. And here's some money. Open a wing in your university. And then when you make engineering decisions and 900,000 people die, it's somebody else. I worked with an engineering team. You can't blame it all on me. That's a theory. I can. I can take the word not and change one letter. I can now do this. All right? So, you know, I know you have enough footage, Sean, to do Come Chat 2, episode 2. You just don't want to. You know the right thing to do. You just don't want to. It's like the first time I did the Iron Chair, I did 45 minutes. I broke the record in Stuyvesant. The second time, I could only do 15 because the powers that be decided that that's not going to happen again. I got like Mr. Mendez. You are quite the athlete from my gym teacher, Mr. Sharkey. Right. I want you to make all these complaints a last priority. Just like I have become a last priority in my family. I've been taken for granted, overlooked. You need the money and you need your weekly paycheck. And we all know you're going to come back crawling and apologizing. I'm sick and tired of all that. If you want, you know, Mark hates you. Joe Smith hates you. LoJack hates you. Raptor Johnny hates you. If I hate you, you're the least hateable person right now. I know. It's called negging, not begging. Mark Mike Mays, will never beg you. He'll just neg you to death. He makes you so pissed and you're obsessed. Are you two dating? Why do you care about his opinion so much? You live in this fantasy world where acceding to all of Mike's wishes will make things better. It'll make things worse. Okay. Like I said, I just give advice in all this. Don't come crying to me if he becomes demanding like Joe Smith. He's a sociologist and he went to Stein. I'll tell you, a lot of people. One of my former classmates is the set designer of the Drew Barrymore show. I thought he was going to be a fuck up all his life. He's directing the thing. One day, he'll suggest to Drew Barrymore, you know what we haven't done in all this? A 1940s Nazis revival. Just like, hear me out, Drew. Nazi flags all over the set. We'll call it the joke episode. And then people will love it. And then they'll say, what's episode 2 of the Nazi set? Mark my words. He does hate you. You always assume. It's a waste of time to assume that you're not doing important and you're important enough to be hated. You hope you're wrong, except that you're right. Okay? If I hate you the least. You actually gave me a favor and made me look good. You know why Mark doesn't like you or anybody else? You insinuate that I murdered people. Like, where is Ricky Fondo right now? Rotten.com. I laugh because you could be right. But other people is like, if he can slander Nate, who has nothing but good things to say about him, what's he gonna do to me? Okay? I know it's a throwaway joke. I can take a joke. I know Fondo's fine. He's rallying all the forces in Appalachia doing guerrilla warfare. But the implication that, how's Ricky Fondo doing these days? Oh, he's on Rotten.com. Taken out of context, what a soundbite. I applaud the excellence there. I'll dodge the implication that I'm a career killer or a Bitcoin assassin. That's hilarious. She was witness to her best friend getting killed anally by Steven Spielberg. I don't think looks matter at that point, dude. Don't be an asshole. Well, at least you're embracing the implication. Welcome back to all the fun at the Federal Bureau of Implication. It's not just investigation, Sean. And federal funeral, it's all the same. You've attended 1 or 2 funerals. Your friend was stabbed in the face. And I figure if those are the kind of friends that survive, there's some who didn't. You've been to a funeral or 2, but far less than 1 trillion. Okay? So keep doing these insinuations or implications. It's an indication. The Bureau likes you. You're still alive using all your fingers, right? They must like you. Norm did this joke. You know how I know O.J. Simpson's love all his kids? They're still alive. Shame about the wife, though. Okay? Yeah, Wake is a celebration of life, That's even hit the Filipino community. And in the Philippines, they have free Palestine rallies. We're a shithole country and you're worrying about a place 1 trillion miles away? Clean up your sewers. You're right. It's normally sandwiches and alcohol made from the corpse. Don't you know how easy it is to use meat glue? And like, as part of my art, the cadaver is actually made from pig ears and noses. What do you think you're eating at a wake? You're eating the deceased. Resist all you like. Cannibalism is part of human experience. So when at the wakes that you enjoyed with alcohol, the alcohol is just so that you don't notice the human flesh at all. I'm drunk. I'm drinking. This sandwich is ham. It's mostly ham. Mostly. You know that word mostly? It's like mostly peaceful riots. It's mostly meat. Oh, you wanted named meat, like pork, or beef, or chicken. This is pork, right? I'm sure you did. Is there footage that I can view? No. You're just running your mouth. If you did, and you're not proud of this, why did you do all that in the first place? You must disrespect corpses and upset people for a reason, not just for the lols or practice. Because what if the ghost possesses you? Like all ghosts have a voice around me. The funeral in Thailand, the ghost of that cadaver, the corpse, you have a voice around me, using Sean's fingers. What is your name and where are you from? Are you Fergus McTurgus? It's not unlikely that a Scottish national was killed in Thailand and is just, oh my God, I'm Scottish and I'm dead. I'm a corpse in Thailand. And I hope nobody at all disrespects my corpse. Hey, foreign man, there's a line. Okay? You didn't upset it. You upset because there was a line to disrespect the corpse. You just sauntered in there as like, it's my turn. No, there's a line behind you. I already did. I'm John Levitz. As you can see, I'm far away from all cameras. And now I'm nearer. The word again is nearer. Are you a nearer lover? Because I was far away. Alright? So I just did. Where's my fucking thank you, LoJack? You know what? I'm demodding you. If I don't hear thank you, Nate, for that impression. Like all tyrants, thank you for getting me to power. Now let me do my fucking job. Do you want to... Losing mod again. How many times do I have to teach you? I have to be offended when you're wholesome, correct, and accurate. I ran out of shit to get angry at you with. Okay? Not saying thank you after the talent did all you wanted. I'm gonna give you another reason to hate me, LoJack. And all you have to do is refuse to say thank you, Nate. 3 simple words. Okay? Sean, you want to do a countdown? You can do a countdown. 2, 1, 0. Demod him, Nate. If you like him a lot, you give me a 30-second countdown. You're managing mod. You should know this, Sean. So consider LoJack to be the corpse in Thailand. This is a funeral because I just welcomed you to the Federal Bureau of Indication. And your hesitation is telling too. It's like, are you guys in the same room? It's like, is he serious? I'm serious as a fucking heart attack. That's even better. It's like, why would I wait when I'm managing mod? I can chastise. Good. Very good. Apparently, you didn't know you're managing mod, and now you know. Okay? I don't have to demod LoJack because you, as the managing moderator, realize you have power. Boom, 10 seconds. Now, if he continues to not be thankful, feel free to time him out all the time. If he doesn't say, hi, Sean, you're looking handsome, time him out. Okay? Timeouts aren't that serious either, but you would be surprised as how dare you. I feel disrespect. There's There's a guy here usually at 7:30. He yells at all the people. By 9 o'clock, he's fine. He's had his coffee. I was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" "Oh, I had a good yelling." He's like, "Yeah, pretty much." I call him Uncle Ray Ray. He's a black guy too. Heart attacks are quite serious. I guess I have to charge my phone near a thing. So LoJack can say, "Fuck you, Nate," or "Fuck all your sorries." I want him to start talking like me so I can become Fernando. Not Fergus McTurgis. Like Fernando Gus McTurgis. A lot of times my dad is like, I ask him, "What's the dialogue, Dad? All these people hate me." Just pretend you're me. This is why I was so surprised that you suggested the nickname Fergus McTurgis. It's like, do you work for my dad? Has he done you a favor and you found out, oh my God, I owe Fernando a favor. Rectangle. You always have something to say. And, like the wonderful thing about New York is there are models and, like, well dressed women. They wear clothes very nicely. So I am allowed to look, but not touch. Fernando McTango. And it's a very popular ABBA song, you know. It's like if Madonna, life is a tango, all the things are exotic fruits. I hear you peel, my man, go home now to France. Something like that. Just like a bear, my aspirin takes you there. McTango and McCash. Something like that. Yeah. There was something in the air that night. The McTango. And then it's like, did you say rectangle? Sure. Why wouldn't I say rectangle? And they locked it. Ah, that's great. Why would they lock this? Help me find an outlet. Otherwise, and the stream ends. You know? Usually they let you charge up here. The stars were bright, McTango. I might have to buy a Starbucks and charge